Mr. B XRP here, and welcome back. Boy, I am just sitting on a pile of great information to share with you today. We're going to be talking about the birth of Bitcoin and some updated information about the XRP escrow, which wait till you hear this. But let's jump into the prices first, and then we'll kind of dig into it. So let's see here. Bitcoin's at $111,621. Ethereum's at $3,949. Tether's holding comfortably at $1. And XRP's at 262. And this just came out. Cointelegraph just posted this, and they said the XRP market chart is flashing bullish signals with analysts eyeing a potential rally toward $3. Will momentum hold this time? And we sure hope so. Let's get XRP back over $3. I think we'd all love to see it. So this is Christopher Giancarlo, and he's known as Crypto Dad. He used to run the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. And now he's very deeply entrenched in the digital asset market. But I want to play this short clip because he talks about really how the birth of Bitcoin could have saved us in the financial crisis if Bitcoin or digital assets had been out prior to the financial crisis. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. Let's listen to this short clip.
Was much less than that, but I didn't know the exact. In fact, nobody knew the exact amount. And that's why we had a panic in the market, because nobody knew the exact fallout. Well, later on, I read the Satoshi Nakamoto white paper, and it proposed that if all these swaps were written on a blockchain, we would have known the net figure. And in fact, because of work done by Professor Bruce Tuckman, who subsequently worked for me at the CFTC as our chief economist, we now know that a failure of Lehman Brothers would have not required a payout of $400 billion. It would have not been $200 billion. It would have not been $80 billion. It would have been less than $8 billion because of all the rehedging that was done. Well, we didn't know that in 2008. It's the reason we had a financial crisis. But if we knew that, policymakers would have had a lot of different choices. They could have let Lehman fail. They could have let it been bought. They could have let it been bought out. They didn't have those choices because they didn't have the visibility.
And that's a big point, right? A lot of people think that crypto is sinister and quiet and secretive. Turns out it gives full transparency. And if there had been that transparency during the financial crisis, we might not have ended up with what we ended up, the disaster that we ended up with. So, and it's kind of ironic. The digital asset investor says here, Bitcoin was deployed out of the financial crisis strategy, financial crisis, government takes Bitcoin off the shelf, spend a decade making it look like government wasn't behind it, implement regulations, tokenize all markets and make them liquid to prevent another financial crisis. And then number 6, preserve the US dollar dominance and replace the petrodollar system. He's been preaching this for years. And I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but boy, when you look at how these things have played out, the irony of Bitcoin being born right after the financial crisis, I think the digital asset investor is right over the target. And I've always believed that the government was involved in the making of Bitcoin. In fact, today in my private group, and if you want to join my private group, it's very simple. Just go to MrBXRP.com. MrBXRP.com, and I'm gonna sprinkle some crumbs of evidence that I see prior to Bitcoin becoming a thing, prior to the white paper even being published, where I think that Bitcoin could have been born out of. And I'm going to post it here in my private group for people to look at and talk about. But go ahead and go to MrBXRP.com if you want to join the private group. So David Schwartz, boy, this is interesting. David Schwartz made a post today on Twitter. He said, Ripple, and this is in relation to the Ripple, their XRP escrow, okay? Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this or even think about this probably, is Ripple's escrow is a self-induced escrow. They weren't forced to put XRP in escrow. They did it themselves. And I think they did it December of 2017, which was right before the big run up from 23 cents to $3.84. And I think that locking up the XRP and escrow really did help. But anyway, all of these years, there has been speculation on what is the future of the escrow, who owns the escrow, does Ripple really own all that escrow? And David Schwartz comes out and says this. He says Ripple could sell the right to receive the tokens released from escrow, or even sell the accounts the escrows complete into, but the XRP still can't circulate until their release dates. And what that confirms is that Ripple might have pre-sold some of their escrow. And there has been a theory out there, and it's been floated by the digital asset investor and Brad Kimes from Digital Perspectives for years about, the XRP escrow pre-allocation theory. And Brad Kimes has taken so much crap over the years for talking about this, but he talked about it, he leaned into it, he believed it. Turns out, based on what David's saying, turns out he was right. And here's a short clip from Brad from his channel today.
CEO David Schwartz confirms the company can sell rights to locked XRP in escrow. Well, oh, this is what I've believed since before I was ever in YouTube. Before I ever got into YouTube land. Ripple's chief technology officer has cleared up one of the most debated questions in the XRP community. Yes, Ripple can legally sell or transfer the rights to receive XRP that's currently locked in its escrow accounts. Nanny, nanny, boo-boo, kiss my ass. Every single one of you haters that attacked us for 7 or 8 years now can kiss my ass.
I give Brad so much credit because, he loves to get out there and give his opinion and speculate. And a lot of times that speculation turns out to be true. And he hit that one out of the park. So awesome for you, Brad. This came out yesterday, or actually it was on the 27th, but I'm really just catching up with this. Uphold, decentralized credit, borrowing, and yield services opened up for mainstream users. So Uphold is going to open up access. It's called the Exactly protocol. Customers can earn yield or borrow against their digital assets. Loans can be spent using a Visa card. And digital assets supported by the service include XRP, Ethereum, USDC, and Bitcoin. And I think I read that it was going to start in Florida and it might have been Puerto Rico. Very, very interesting. I'll be interested to see what the yield is going to be, what the risk is. I mean, so far, I've never seen yield in digital assets. Now, I could be wrong, but I've never seen it. If somebody has it, tell me how you do it. I've never seen yield in digital assets that doesn't come with risk. It always seems to come with some element of risk. And I'd like to see how they're going to do it. I'm excited because I'd like to get some yield myself. And then loans will be interesting too. And it'll be interesting to see, what the rates are on the loans, if there's any potential liquidation, and what that looks like. So interesting stuff coming down from Uphold. Uphold is they are really doing some really cool advancements. This is billionaire Paul Tudor Jones, and I'm going to jump to. Let's see here. I'm going to jump to, I want you to hear, he's talking about the perfect storm. He's saying right now is the perfect storm. Rates are about to go down. And he's saying that all the elements are in place right now for a major boom like in 1999. And I'm going to go ahead and play him right now.
That's right. It will take more retail buying. It'll take more recruitment from a variety of from long-short hedge funds, from real money, etc. It'll take a combination of those things. It's not going to go up without flows and without a story. The story's there. It's the combination of the most unique and aggressive fiscal and monetary conditions that we've ever seen.
Okay, if you're right, who are the winners then in that, and who are the losers? Because right now we're looking at an NVIDIA obviously being a major winner. Even AMD today, major winner, but there's this unique arrangement that's almost circular.
The circularity makes me nervous. I would say, and I'm going to think of it in broad terms, I think what the markets are telling you, this is an inflation story down the road. If you look at the biggest winners, right? The biggest winners are gold. I think it's up 46, 47%. Bitcoin, I want to say it's up 50 or 60. I'm not even sure. There's a Morgan Stanley basket that's a retail flow basket that has all the meme stocks in it.
Right.
It's up 67, 68%. So it's really what retail jumps on. So crypto, digital gold, that's obviously something that's very, very appealing.
Does that mean you're jumping on all of that right now?
Well, I'd want to have positions in all of it.
Right.
For
So he's very, very bullish on what's going to happen between now and the end of the year, which is fantastic to hear for sure. Hey, Jungle Inc. posted this yesterday, and it's about a hack, right? So let me just play it real quickly.
The ZhaoDao X account has been compromised. Please retweet this and spread the word. Do not interact with the X account. Now, to be clear, the ZhaoDao itself, the website, that's all fine. There's no problems with the ZhaoDao, but the X account has been compromised. Don't click.
So ZhaoDao, it's a governance platform, I believe, so that people who have XRP can vote on any changes. But my point of bringing this up is hacks. Hacks are real. Hacks in your X account, hacks in your crypto account. You've got to protect yourself from hacks. And also, just a lot of people might not know this, but if you ever use a security key to lock down your you can use this what's called a security key, and I like Google makes one. It's called a Titan key. You can lock down your email addresses, Google email addresses, with a security key, meaning it's a physical key that has to go into your computer, and nobody can hack your email. Well, you can also lock down some of your crypto accounts, and you can actually lock down your Twitter account also with a security key. So just FYI, if you're looking to increase your security, which, speaking of security, brings me to iTrustCapital. iTrustCapital for me is the best place for me to feel secure about my digital assets. And I personally have my digital assets. I have an IRA at iTrust, but I also have what's called a premium custody account. If you want to have institutional grade custody, if you want to have your digital assets not in a hot wallet, but in cold storage, which with institutional grade custody at no cost to you, you need to go visit iTrustCapital. It's a fantastic platform. It doesn't cost you any additional money. It's the same security that comes with their IRAs. You can get it with your PCA, your premium custody account, and you can go open up one of those today. I think it's a fantastic place. I have the majority of my digital assets in my iTrust account, and I have a affiliate link in the description of this video if you would be so kind to use it. And that's it for now. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research. See you next time. Bye-bye.